live.
What's up, everybody? Back in the studio. It's Wes Anderson with the main man, Nate Lanzino.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. We are 3 weeks out now from One of One, my next single that Nate helped out greatly on, as well as the first single, Moments in Time, and the next one we just worked on. But today we're just going to talk about the background of Moments in Time, and it's been a process.
Yeah, I mean, you get all those stars on there. Doesn't happen overnight.
I mean, we started the demo, February this year?
Sounds about right, yeah. I think it was February.
I came up with the main riff, on my couch around that time, December, January. So it was, a super fresh idea, and I just knew I always wanted to do sort of, a funky hip-hop rock song.
Yeah.
And I was just waiting for the right riff to come to me, and I did it, and then I was just like, all right, that's going to be the next single.
Yeah.
Because I wanted, after Moments in Time, that was, a hard rock song, so I always want to keep it, totally different until I run out of ideas.
Yeah.
Which maybe eventually never happen, hopefully, but we'll see. So we did a couple sessions, did the guitar parts, you helped out a lot with the arrangements, and then, so we really had a solid demo, in early this year.
Yeah, the demo was done quick.
Yeah.
The demo
was two, I think we did 2 sessions.
It was 2 sessions.
Yeah.
You came in, you had a guitar riff, I think we just laid down some, real crappy programmed drums for a second, and, I think I put down a bass line that we ended up cutting because, all hail Peanut.
We got Peanut from 311, so...
But,
you're on the next one, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
You made the cut for the third single.
I'm not hurt. It's fine. It was placeholder.
Yeah.
It was, gave you an idea.
I mean, having someone like you on board for a song like that, that's pulling in from so many different musicians from different backgrounds and places is so crucial because I'm a guitarist first and foremost.
Right.
You know that. And you have a robust background with different instruments, different styles. So having someone like you that understands the vision of the song and sort of what it needs, and complementing that with the production aspect and the mixing and mastering was huge.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, it's important to have perspective to come up with these parts and really make sense of them. But I feel like you give me enough to begin with. You have a guitar part, but you also keep these things in mind. It's not just a guitar part.
Yeah, definitely. That's, I feel why we've worked together pretty well for the first couple songs of this project is because, I'm no young kid anymore. I kind of, I have a vision of a song. I've worked with other people. I kind of have an ear for, what I want out of it. I just don't have the know-how to program it or produce it. But
Sure. I mean, it's a team effort.
Yeah, definitely, and even having the horn section, that this song, I thought this song would be out 2 months ago, but then to your insistence, which I appreciate, we did the horn section,
right?
Which
worth it.
So worth it.
Yeah, it kind of made the song. I mean,
it really did. I mean, it was the icing on the cake.
You hired the right guys too,
and that was shout out to Scott Homebrew. He's a local photographer. He does a lot of concert photography. He's been a friend of my past bands and
that was
super supportive, local guy. He's just knows a lot of players out there. So I just hit him up and I was like, hey, what horn people do you know?
Do you remember the band name the folks were in?
For one of them, yeah. So he got me in touch with the one guy, John McCahey from 9 Mile Roots.
Okay.
And that was a band, my old band, Fiction 29, played with years ago.
Okay, right.
He wasn't in the band at the time, but that's just how small the scene is.
Sure. Yeah.
So he was a point of contact, and then he got in touch with the rest of the people, Melanie, Zach, and Victoria.
Right.
I don't know all their band names off the top of my head. Yeah. We'll give you guys shout-outs. But that in itself just took a month to coordinate. All their schedules, my schedule, your schedule, the studio's availability.
That's the thing with getting good folks is their schedules don't usually align because they're busy playing music all the time.
It's a good sign, but also frustrating. It was in between that and then scheduling with Lyrics Born, who's out in Oakland, California.
Which you flew out to do.
Flew out to record with him, and his album just came out 2 weeks ago. What a Life! It's an amazing album. Check it out. So that was their priority first and foremost. I persisted, but also politely, because I was like, I'm not gonna try to fuck with your album process, but also like
I gotta get this shit done.
Also, you said you will do this, so let's do this. But it was all good. It worked out, so I was able to come out to the West Coast and record with him. And then Peanut got on board. I mean, it was just sort of a fucking.
It was just
like a domino.
Luck at that point.
It was a domino effect, really. But after talking with Peanut backstage in Philly this summer, he told me like having Lyrics Born on the track was like a selling point.
Right.
Which was kind of the whole reason I hit him. I thought of him in the first place, because I knew they were friends or were fans of each other. So
right.
I just thought if I got Lyrics Born, who's a super legit rapper, I'm a fan of him, and I was like, well, what else can I do? Like, this is take it to the next level. And
would you have guessed that you would actually get to work with like an actual idol of yours that fast? I mean, it's your second song working on your own.
Eventually, yes, but not that fast.
Yeah.
Not that fast. It just made sense to me. Like, I never set out with the mindset like, oh, I need to get Peanut on a track at some point. Like, I've never thought of that. It just came to me like, oh shit, like Lyrics Born is on this song's on it. And I was just like, I mean, I might as well ask. Like, I literally didn't go into it like.
That's a good attitude, because honestly, I would have been pretty pessimistically like, it's not worth the time. Cause what are the odds? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just like the way the song was coming together, and it just made sense. Like and that's kind of like the approach with every song. Is like, I don't want to just try to force a person into a song just because I like them or I'm a fan or I think it would help my awareness or popularity. Like, it's got to be the right fit.
Yeah.
And totally. For that particular song, One of One, it just seemed like the perfect fit.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, honestly, the bass line that he came up with was so much cooler than anything I was writing. So I had a different idea, and then he brought it to a more kind of, I don't know how to say this. It somehow made that song fit amongst the other songs we're working on. Because what I was doing was too straight up.
Gotcha. Funk. Yeah.
And he came up with a little more jammy something or other, which is, I think, more in your vein.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So that was just like a blessing that came together.
Yeah,
and he killed it, and then the horns killed it. So, so that's the background of 101.
I'm excited for it to be out.
Yeah, man.
It's been a long time coming.
I was planning to do a vlog about it, but maybe this is the vlog of how the song came together.
Fair enough. Yeah, that'll work.
Because you were involved since day one, pretty much.
Yeah, that I know of.
Yeah, I mean,
Not cheating on me, are you?
Yeah, I mean, I came up with the riffs, and I sat on them for a while just to see if like a song was coming together around it, because I knew like that style of song was something I always wanted to do. But
you mentioned it from the start when you came to me. I don't remember exactly what you said, but you were like, I want to do some like heavy stuff, but I also like some jazzy like hip hop.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
how the hell are we gonna do this?
Yeah. So
it just kind of worked out though.
Yeah, it did. But that's the beauty of the project, is like everything is new. Like everything, there's no rules, no limitations. Whatever comes naturally is what's going to happen.
I wish more people would approach music like that, honestly.
Yeah, and it's tough though in the band setting, which is what I'm used to for the past like 10 years. It's just, you got to take other people's opinions into consideration. Right. It's just like, I feel like it's a collection. It's very rare to find a collection of people that are on the exact same wavelength and vision. And oftentimes they're not, and which can work for a while, but eventually those discrepancies and preferences and stuff will perpetuate over time until it comes to a point where it's just like not even close to being on the same page.
Sure. I don't think that would ever happen if you weren't being authentic, though. I think if your music wasn't authentic to what you want, it's maybe a little spiritual, but I don't think that'd ever line up. I think if you were faking it, you'd constantly be running into this problem of no one's connecting with what I want because they're all in it for the same wrong reason that I am.
Right.
If you like it, and you're actually doing it because you like it, or love it in this case, and they're doing the same thing, it's going to line up. I feel like it's almost inevitable.
Agreed. From my experience in bands, and I don't mean this in any bad way, but sometimes just like, if you're not even like feeling the songs, like my last album I put out, I love that album, and I put a lot of work into that, but I'm at a point where I just want to put out music that I want to put out creatively. Like I just like I want to put out a funky hip hop song. That's what I want to do. I want to
focus your energy on it for a while.
Yeah, and then I want to move on to the next, which we worked on tonight, which is a new pop punk song. Like, and then I want to do that. Like, I just have so much. Yeah, I just have so much like creative juice built up over the years.
Right.
That I'm finally ready to like get out, because I finally have a vision and a focus of how I want my project to go. Is that so? It's like I'm able to just like spread my wings.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's a healthy way to make music, honestly. And as a producer, honestly, I wish people made music the way that you do, because I constantly get asked to just be this like, it's almost like an archetype of some sort that they want. You know what I mean? Like, in the hip hop realm, a lot of times, specifically, guys want this particular sound that they already hear all the time, and that's what they're after, and they're completely oblivious to what could be if they were just creatively open to like other sounds and approaches. But they just want this thing because they think that equals success, and
that's weird.
That's not what it's about. It's about like, God, it sounds so fucking spiritual, but like it's about the journey, and it's about like the process, and it all adds up to something cool if you're there for the process versus just worrying about the.
Yeah, it's got to be tough to work with people like that. I mean, that's just.
And I don't want to sound jaded. It's not like everyone's like that. I definitely have some other clients that, other artists that are really cool and open to very different stuff. And I think Baltimore is a good like kind of melting pot for that kind of thing. You do get a lot of diversity and
true
ethnicity and culture.
Absolutely.
So the music naturally has some kind of diversity, but.
Agreed. And that's kind of why like I feel like I'm lucky I like stumbled upon you, because we kind of crossed paths years ago when at your old studio, Song Builder Studios. Shout out to Steve in Catonsville. I was helping you guys out with some marketing stuff, and then just got to know you guys through that.
That was a long time ago.
It was. It's crazy, but like when it came to the time where I wanted to do my own thing, like